Hello everyone, I'm Elijah. Welcome to Avgn Reactions. I should just done this for my random reactions video, but I just realized that I should be reacting to nerd episodes. So why not just watch the nerd? It's worth just buy out money. Oh God. Oh, well, just ignore that. Start watching nerd. Start watching some nerd. Because why not?
The Sega CD had its place in history. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a piece of shit, but it had a certain appeal. The 32X is the real deal. It sucks. Oh God, it sucks.
Yeah, it really sucks.
Plop it on the top of the Genesis like they're mating. God, I mean, do you think that's enough add-ons? It doesn't even look aesthetically presentable. I mean, it's just like an ugly tumor. I mean, did they really need all this bullshit leeching on the Genesis? That poor Genesis is just thinking, oh, please, God, take this shit off me. It's like getting gang raped. If its slots are getting fucked at the same time. And picture this, if it was a Model 1 Genesis, it would have been even more of a spectacular mess. And there's metal prongs you have to insert into its slot. I mean, there's something wrong here. This whole thing is just a mountain of cockadookie. So what does the 32X do? Well, it's compatible with all your 16-bit Genesis games, but it also has its own library of 32-bit games. Oh, you gotta love this. No end labels on the cartridges. May I ask why? Here's the Genesis games. You can read them. You can see what they are. If I'm trying to pick out a game, I can just visually scan my eyeballs across them without having to do this. Oh, what's this? Oh, Virtua Fighter? What's this? Oh, Star Wars?
What's this?
Primal Rage? Same thing as Atari. Labeled?
Not labeled.
Labeled?
Not labeled. Labeled. And not labeled. Even Nintendo has the same thing.
If you labeled the older games, why can't you do the same with the newer ones? Who came along and said, okay, we're going to have better graphics, better games? Oh, those end labels gotta go. When did this idea of simple convenience become obsolete?
I don't know.
32X. Hooking up this bastard is just insane. Believe it or not, like the Sega CD, it has its own fucking power adapter.
Oh,
That's
no.
great. I mean, now you got 3. And trying to hook them all up at the same time is a freaking nightmare. Let's look at the most minimum amount of effort it could possibly take. So I'm plugging into the TV. I mean, now I obviously can't plug in. You can get every big store sells these things. These are common. So I plug in my fucking power strip or whatever. Here goes the Genesis, the Sega CD, and bullshit. What a load of fucking bullshit. How did they fuck this up so bad? I can't even turn it the other way because it doesn't fit. Why can I only plug in 2 adapters? Why can't these go sideways? Or better yet, why the hell do they have these box things? Why can't it just be like this?
Well, they didn't want it to be like an electric fan, and so they choose it to be like a box. Yeah, my explaining is complete.
Even the Atari 5200 with its huge-ass box, it still ends with a normal plug. You know, that really pisses me off. I even have a camera, which I just bought this year, and it has a box like that. We live in the year 2007, and they can't figure out that shit like that takes up too much room. These fucking things should be banned. Have these, not these.
Yeah, you'd have those,
so anyway,
not
let's fire
the
this
boxes.
monster up and play some Primal Rage. Great title screen, huh? There isn't even any... Wait a minute. Oh, please, God, tell me what's going on. Why can't I see the characters? I'm playing Invisible Primal Rage. Alright, let's try Virtua Fighter. What the fuck? Guess what? We left something out. There's another cable which connects the Genesis to the 32X. Isn't it enough that the damn thing is inserted onto the top of the Genesis? Why does it need another connector? Look at this. It's a fucking mess.
Really big mess.
You want a perfect visual? Sega invented the 32X to exactly what the friggin' thing looks like. It's on life support.
Looks like it's on life support. Let's not do that move. That's the worst move I ever thought of.
moves. They're
Oh
so awkward,
God.
especially the fatality moves.
If you hear my voice, here it is. It's my voice.
Buttons and then tap
Yeah.
some weird combination on the control pad. I don't know why they make any moves that require you to hit up, because you know what happens? You jump. I'm sorry, but when I have to download a move list and remember all kinds of combinations of buttons, that just ruins the game for me.
Yeah,
Then
ruins
you got
every
Doom, which
day.
is one of my all-time favorites, but the music sounds Nintendo version.
Yeah, I love that song.
Also, the Super Nintendo version has more levels. The only thing it lacks is the graphics. They're horrible. On the 32X, they're better, but my point is, everything should be better. Now you got Virtua Fighter. It was one of the first 3D fighting games, and it sure looks like it. I really hate how every time you jump, it's like you're on the moon. God, the control sucks, and the characters act like they have problems. Now we got Star Wars. Yeah, it's an arcade classic, but I don't know about this one. The graphics are balls. Everything looks like a polygon, and it's putting me to sleep.
Polygon to me.
Like my Sega CD video, keep in mind, I'm limited to how many games I can review. I'm aware that I'm leaving out popular ones such as Snatcher on the Sega CD and Knuckles Chaotix on the 32X.
Yeah.
But remember, if I don't have the game, I can't review it. It doesn't matter anyway, because I wanted to focus on the console itself. The bottom line, the 32X sucked, and it was one of the biggest failures of all time. And just to celebrate their failure, or just for shits and giggles, they released a few CD 32X games, which required both the 32X and the Sega CD. So if you happen to own both this pile of vomit and this piece of shit, you can mix the two together. So you can clearly see the 32X was just not worth it.
Yeah,
Gamers were too smart to be suckered
worth it.
in because they knew this piece of junk would be abandoned shortly because the Sega Saturn was on its way. Hell, it was already out in Japan, so nobody gave two fucks about this beast. It cost about $150 when it first came out, and the only people who bought it, they had mechanical problems. So on top of that, there were rumors that it could damage your Genesis games, and I don't even know if that was true or not. The Sega Saturn was released in the US about 6 months later. Only about 40 games or maybe less came out for the 32X before it bit the dust. I mean, what kind of marketing was that? What were they thinking? And on top of that, Sega had yet another console planned in between called the Neptune, which was scrapped pretty quickly. All it was going to be was a standalone 32X anyway, which is what it should have fucking been in the first place. So not only was the Saturn on the way, but so was the PlayStation and the Nintendo 64. Gamers knew it was a better idea to just wait, and stores were selling the 32X for about $20. I got mine at a flea market for $2.50. I'm dead fucking serious.
An ad.
Now, excuse me. I gotta send this fucking shit back to the fires of hell.
Oh. Yup, Oz button. Oz button. Oz button. Come on. Okay, everyone, sorry about that problem there. Sorry about that. Oh well, that's over, but we're not done yet. There's another Avgn, so we should supposed to see, and we should find one. Okay, I found another Avgn episode released on March 5th, 25th, 2012. 8. The double vision television. Okay.
It's gonna take you back to the past. It's gonna take you back
To the past.
To play the shitty games that suck ass. He take the diarrhea, dump in his heat.
You gotta eat one asshole. Kiss skunk and down it with beer. The angriest gamer you ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. He's the angry Atari Sega nerd. He's the angry video game nerd. Yeah, I love that song. You should press the double vision. I like to call it the vision.
We've only touched upon some of the many classic gaming consoles like the Atari 2600, but now it's time to introduce you to two of its competitors. Feeling down and dirty, feeling kind of mean. Exhibit A, Intellivision.
Intellivision.
I've been from one to another extreme. Exhibit B, the ColecoVision.
ColecoVision. Yeah.
Both tried to take down Atari and both had a similar library of games. I wanna stick around till I can't see straight. It's like today, you got all these games, you don't know which way to look.
What? The double vision. I wish it shouldn't be called the double vision, so it could be its own video.
It's always new to me. My double vision's got the best of me. First, we're going to talk about the Intellivision. It was test marketed in 1979, but officially released in 1980. Notice its fine wood texture. Everything back then was made of wood. You know the Stone Age? Well, that was the Wood Age. The Intellivision came from Mattel Electronics. Now, you know what else they made? The Power Glove. Now, that's a bad sign right there, but it was a great game system for its time. Now, I'm going to whip through a bunch of random games, mostly shitty ones, but I'm going to tell you right now, I have 3 common complaints.
What complaints?
Number 1, many of the games are very similar to other games, and often they're blatant copies. Number 2, without instructions, they're difficult to understand how to play. Number 3, the controls suck ass. And in this regard, the main problem is the controllers. Why a numeric keypad? This is a video game controller, not a phone. Then there's 2 little buttons on each side, which are usually the fire buttons. It's awkward to handle. And rather than a joystick or a control pad of some kind, you get this weird disc. Sometimes in the heat of the game, you can actually jam your fingernail on it. It also acts as a button. In total, that's 17 buttons, and for games this complex, you really need that many. When you pop in a game,
I don't
the
know
first
what's
thing you
John
do
Way's
is
help,
try
but
every button before you figure out which ones do anything. Most of them don't do jack shit, and it's different for each game. That's why many of the games come with overlays. You slide it over the keys, and now you can see what they do. It helps out, but damn, what a shitload of fuck. And the games barely fit in the cartridge slot.
Joey sent a video. I'll look at his video later after I watch this incomplete torture thing. I mean this great piece of masterpiece.
And the overlay has a bunch of Triforces. Is this where they came from? All you gotta do is wait for the squadrons to meet the aliens, and then it brings up the battle screen where you shoot blueberry pancakes. This should be the whole game. Why does this part even exist? Next, I don't know, let's try Mission X. More like Mission Ass. It's a 2D shooter, but it's real hard to shoot things. I mean, you have to be at the exact altitude. 2 rises up and 8 goes down. And the fire buttons are on the side. I mean, that's great, right?
Yeah,
why not spread the buttons out as much as possible? Alright, what's next? How about Utopia? It's kind of a precursor to SimCity. You're basically the god of an island. You build stuff and storms come by and, wow. All I can say is that back in 1981, people had a lot more imagination. On the movie, you get the idea. This is a weird challenge is to figure out which of these indescribable objects you're controlling. So, and that's just fantastic because there's a big glimpse immediately blocking your path. Shit at people. Seems like it would be a fun little game, but what ruins it for me is how ass the controls are. Simple fire button and aiming with the joypad or the keypad determines which direction you shoot. Shit the fuck! Thin ice. Okay, you're a penguin.
Okay,
ice
thin
skating around,
ice.
collecting on the map screen. Then you go into caves, you fight monsters, and find items. Come up, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But this is one of the granddaddies of adventure games. Alright, what do we got here? Space Spartans. Man, what the hell does that mean? A Spartan in space? Was Marvin the Martian a space Spartan? You got this grid screen and you shoot shit, which looks like TIE fighters. Microsurgeon. The picture reminds me of Slim Goodbody. I can't believe I'm making that kind of reference. But anyway, you control a barely visible dot on the screen, moving around the human body. There's spiders and clouds floating around, and I doubt this thing's medically accurate.
Kind of more
Just
weird
explore all
than
the
my
guts,
brain could
technically
say.
making it the goriest game ever made. But it only goes so far. I guess it didn't do it. To eat as many flies as you can. It's the same thing as Frogs and Flies on the Atari 2600, but the graphics are way better. However, it's more fun to play because of its fluent control. It's a fine example of better graphics don't make a better game. Buzz Bomb shoot at, but
Sorry, there's a problem.
you know when bees
Mind.
sting, their asses break off and they die. Space Hawk. Man, everything begins with space. So you're just a guy floating around space shooting green slime. The bubbles are coming. Gotta find the... Mother of a fuck. It'd be so much easier to move if you could just use the disc. Instead, it's the damn keypad. Here comes the Space Hawk. Gotta move, gotta move. Damn! I wiped my ass on this game. Boxing. Okay.
Boxing.
Yeah, boxing. This sucks. Snafu. You have to keep the line going as long as possible without touching the other lines or hitting your own. It's the bare basics of graphics, but surprisingly, it's a pretty fun game. Okay, now we gotta move on, but let me introduce the IntelliVoice voice synthesis module. What the fuck is that? Well, it makes your games talk. Yeah, now at the time, the idea of having voices in video games was a new thing. But unfortunately, only a few games were compatible, like B-17 Bomber.
B-17 bomb.
B-17 Bomber.
B-17 bomber.
B-17 Bomber. Alright, fuck the game. Let's try Bomb Squad.
Mattel Electronics presents Bomb Squad. They'll never do it in time. Nicole, figure out the code.
What? Guess I gotta defuse the bomb.
It won't be easy. Replace this third row. This second, this first.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Whoa, this is nuts. Next. The next one is part 2.
Wow, this is shit. Next we have
Skip the intro.
Relation of Humankind, Time, a towering behemoth, a monstrosity brought down by extraterrestrial powers, or a giant monolith of death hell-bent on the annihilation of humankind, time, and all
It's
matter.
a giant brick.
No, it's the AC adapter for ColecoVision. What the fuck were they thinking? Is this necessary? Look, I can't fit this godforsaken piece of shit in the electrical outlet unless there's nothing next to it. What a fucking hog! That's what it is, a self-indulgent glutton of a power hog. Anyway, the ColecoVision was released in 1982, and like the Intellivision, it had the same stupid-ass keypad, but with a joystick. Well, almost a joystick, and it's so stiff it doesn't fare much better. First, let's try out Montezuma's Revenge. Well, I would make some comment about diarrhea or something, but it's actually a pretty good platforming game. You collect a bunch of treasures while avoiding all kinds of hazards. Standard stuff, you know, but well done. Only problem, this controller is fucking horrible! But the good news is that, unlike the Intellivision, you can unplug the controller and swap it with Atari or a Sega Genesis controller. Who would have thought that would be compatible? But what a great thing. Now let's try Rocky. That's right, Rocky on the ColecoVision.
Yeah, Rocky.
The music and the graphics are quite good for the time, but would it be too much trouble to add any facial features? As far to my knowledge, your only opponent is Clubber Lang. After all, Rocky 3 was the newest movie, so there's definitely no Ivan Drago.
Yeah.
But all you do is mash buttons and it all boils down to a big crock of shit. Okay, you're not gonna believe this one. It's called Cabbage Patch Kids Adventure in the Park. It's basically like another Pitfall game, but with a random layout. Why would I swing on the vines when I can hop on the lily pad instead? Then there's screens which don't have anything on it. So what's the point of having them?
I don't
so
know.
many of them look the same. Next is Campaign 84. Yes, a game based on the presidential campaign. Probably the worst fucking concept for any game in history. First, you pick what you want to accomplish. You know, like what kind of serious issues there are in the country, like ban all shoelaces. And that's my favorite, because shoelaces are bullshit. Then you pick the donkey or the elephant. I don't really know which is which. And then you're moving around, and I really seem to be having a lot of trouble with this because I can barely move. Alright, let's try to touch the megaphone, okay? You were seen putting your shoes on before you put on your pants. Okay, well, who the hell was watching me get dressed? If I want to put my shoes on first, that's my own goddamn business. Next up is Chuck Norris. Yeah, that's right, Chuck Norris, the game. You're walking around, and then you get into fights, and the attacks are completely ineffective. Come on, you son of a bitch! Wow, this is shit. Next we have Dance Fantasy. Okay, well my first question is, where's the music? And what the hell am I trying to do? You're just like floating around. It's as much fun as dragging a mouse around a computer screen. Dr. Seuss's Fix Up the Mix-Up Puzzler. It's a puzzle game where you put together different Dr. Seuss characters. Yeah, that's about as much as I can say about that. Learning with Leaper. It's one of the most juvenile games I've ever played. You're a weird eyeball with legs, and there's 4 little games to pick from. In the balloon game, all you gotta do is match the letters. See, that's a T up there, so all I do is I just grab the T, and then I match them up, and there you go, you win. It's pretty hard, right? In the maze game, you're a frog being chased by a centipede. All you gotta do is get to the end of the maze, and that's it. The dog game, I have no fucking clue what to do. But the paint game is basically like an old paint program. If you thought Mario Paint was primitive, well, look again. Next is looping. Here we go. Oh, let's try again. Oh man, that pilot's drunk as shit. Oh, I gotta get through the wall. Here we go. Okay. Maybe I gotta go over it. Oh, I guess not. Uh-oh, let's try again. Oh man, what am I supposed to do? Fuck! Oh, I know, I gotta shoot through it. Robin Hood. I guess you're Robin Hood.
Imagine throwing an Xbox game out the window.
Man, all this violence going on, but the sun is just smiling away. Slurpee. Okay, you're just going around slurping balls, and there's all kinds of weird creatures coming at you. I really don't know how else to describe this thing. It's like, what the hell? Smurf Rescue. Yeah, how could you go wrong with a game about the Smurfs? All you do is keep walking right. Nobody's trying to kill you. Everything's just fine and dandy. What a nice game. This is the happiest game ever made. War Games. I'm assuming it's based off the movie, since they both came out in 1983. You're basically trying to stop nuclear missiles from blowing up the whole world. It's kind of serious. But there's another one called War Room, which is a similar game, except this one has some comedic relief. because it's got giant mutant chickens. Alright, well, this video is getting out of hand, and we can spend all day talking about these games and discussing them in depth, but I only wanted to give you an introduction to two classic gaming consoles.
Okay.
Now, I know we mainly focused on the shitty aspects, but let me tell you, that's the name of the game. But before I end it, let's take a look at the ColecoVision expansion module. Yeah, what gaming system is complete without some kind of peripheral? You plug it in and now you can play Atari 2600 games. That's right, I'm playing Atari on ColecoVision, its competitor.
Nice.
Okay, that would never happen today. That's like if Sony said, okay, we're going to come out with this new expansion module for the PlayStation 3. You're going to be able to play Xbox games on it. There would be lawsuits up the ass. And there were more expansion modules. The second one's a steering wheel for the driving games. And the third one connects the fucker to an Atom computer. I wonder if the Addams family had an Atom computer. Now the fourth expansion module connects it to a dishwasher. And then the fifth and final one connects it to your ass.
Yeah! I love this song. Oh yeah. I'm gonna push it to the limit. I live all of my years in the same. Yeah, love this song. It's always new to me. My double vision's got the best. Yeah. Awesome. Well, it's time for me to end the video. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.